Eki, did you know that singing regulates your nervous system?
What?
Singing,
Yes.
like the act of producing sound melodically,
Mm.
regulates your nervous system.
Wow. So now for us who don't sing, where are we?
You're the guys who shout at
What
people.
are we? Oh, we are the guys who scream.
Yeah, scream.
So we don't regulate. We are fighting.
You're in
always.
fight or flight.
Either
It's
running
very
or
unfair.
fighting.
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
I know.
Hello and welcome to the Power, Sex, Money PodTalk. My goodness, it's been a minute. Welcome back. It's the very first episode of a new season, 2026. So welcome. We're so happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. Before I even go any further, this is your reminder to take a moment, subscribe to the channel. That way, every time a new episode drops, you don't miss out. You could actually hit the notification bell. Also share it with someone who you think, by now you've seen the title, so someone who you think will benefit from that conversation, please share it with them. This conversation is also happening on 104.1 Power FM. It's all about love, so welcome. It is Power, Sex, Money, and here it's really real people with real stories offering real solutions. And today is no different. I am highly, highly honored to be hosting this conversation. One, because of the nature of conversation it is, but also the two people that I get to host today. So welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the weight of watching others win. Y'all, I think we've all been there where you're scrolling and you're feeling like, but guys, is everyone on like some sort of time bomb? Like, things are happening for people and it looks like it's just not happening for me, whether it's in work or family, marriage. You'll be on some pressure. I don't even know. So today we're going to just talk about that, and hopefully at the end of this conversation, you'll be empowered to walk your journey like it's yours. Yeah. So my very lovely two people that I'm hosting, it's an honor. So one of them I see every day. But yes, I work with him, and my very first encounter of him was actually when I was a child. It was my brother's best friend. This is a fact about... I don't say it. But this is a fact about us, not many people know. He's my brother's best friend, so I used to come home to take porridge, but... who's remembering that? No one.
It's healthy. We are healthy kids.
But he is an MC. He is... he's an actor. Recently, he is a radio host. He works on 104.1. Eki, who we just discovered is called Newman. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. It's good to be on this side, hosting you.
It's on my part. It is quite interesting because usually I am also on that side. But I am highly. You said you are highly honored.
Yes,
I'm highly pressured.
That's so funny.
Wow, Eki.
On this side, but I'm glad to be here, and I hope that what we share will be beneficial to whoever watches.
Wonderful.
And hi to the online team. Yeah.
Hello. My second guest is an absolutely gorgeous human being. Recently, she was talking to her TikTok audience. I think you call it letters. Advice to your younger sister from a big sister.
Advice.
Your big sister advice. And she was telling them how spending time in the presence of God will get you glowing. So, y'all,
we can see it.
You can see it, right? But yes, she is the founder of Ijuru Plant Bliss, which is really just about a good gut, will have you glowing. So it's really healthy options of food and just changing our mindsets about food and all. She's a singer. She sings with Worship Nation. She has one of my favorite songs to date. It's called Right Response. Look it up. But yes, it's a very, very beautiful song. Beth Ingabire.
Oh, thank you. I'm so honored and pressured, as you said. But I'm so honored to be here. It's so good to have you guys who are, I think, veterans in the
Not at all.
talking
Imagine.
space.
Not
I feel
at
calm.
all.
I'm like, this time I'm with my big bro and big
Little
sis. in-
sis.
Well, little sis in life and big sis in the podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast arena. So I'm just glad to be here.
It's very good to have you both.
Yeah.
So we'll just really get into it. Beth, you are. This is going to shock you. Are you okay with me saying?
Yeah, I already said it.
This is going to shock everybody who doesn't know Beth. Beth is 38 years old.
Ooh. She's still young.
She's
Wow.
anyway, to your standards, yes.
You had to.
Yeah.
But she is 38, and
Yeah.
recently on your socials, you said that, and everyone was like,
Oh my gosh.
how?
Yeah.
You know, she looks so good, and all of it looks not a day above 16 and all. But
He's pushing it.
but I'd love to know what, for both of you, looking back at your younger self, what was your dream job? Thing that you thought, or at least just what did you think you would be at this age?
I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Yeah. Before I answer that, there was something about music. I think since she's a musician, that comes. Could you say something about that? Because for us, we feel left out. For us, we don't sing.
About singing, regulating your nervous
About
system.
singing.
We are not panicking all the time, are we?
No, you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Is I don't know if this is going to, let me try and keep this short, but singing is actually one of the ways. So when I decided to follow Jesus in my later years, I always asked him for like understanding and wisdom, like to do with like life and everything. And when I got into the health space, I saw him in the health space. I saw him in the Bible. And so then I started like learning about the soul and emotional wellness. And then I started seeing how our nervous system, our gut, everything is connected.
Yes,
I think we do a thing of like separating things. You separate food from mental health, you separate, but then everything was connected. And so I found that like some of the things like worship, singing songs to him, even praising, because one of the other ways to regulate your nervous system, which is like the parasympathetic in easy terms is like rest, it's digestion, it's ease, right? That's like if someone is calm inside, they're regulated.
Nice.
One of the ways is singing. And I was just astounded, and I was like, God, do you mean to say that when we're worshiping you, when we're singing, we are healing our bodies, we are putting ourselves at rest? And then the verses came, come to me those who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Sing to me a new song.
Sing to me a new song. And I was
Yeah.
like, rest is like a regulated nervous system, because rest isn't just sleeping in the bed. Rest is your inner environment is literally peaceful. It's in a calm state. It's not in fight or flight, which is what a lot of us are in many hours of the day if you don't catch yourself. And so when I said it's singing, now he's saying like, if you sing badly, it still works.
It still works, yeah.
It still works. Just sing. Don't scream at people.
It's a
But also
joyful
dancing.
Yeah.
Movements,
Yeah.
things like deep breaths. So people who are not praising and worship, if you're not dancing, you're missing out on healing
not
your body.
regulating your
You're not
nervous
regulating.
So I think
Regulate.
I am in a good place when you say
Dance.
dancing.
Dancing
I'm not
is
out.
like,
So I get that.
Yeah.
But to your question, Paula, that what I would want to be.
Yeah, what you wanted to be when you were younger.
Yeah, I think I wanted to be like my father. My father was a mechanical engineer. So I really wanted to do work with cars, anything about cars. So I was excited and passionate about that.
Yeah. Okay. Beth, what did you want to do when you were younger?
I remember my very, very first, I think I was like 6 years old. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot. And then, I don't know why that was the case, but then it changed like when I was like 8 years old. And I think it was when I started singing. And I genuinely wanted to sing when I was a kid. I wanted to sing. I wanted to get into fashion. Like, let me tell you, I was that kid who you're like a parent would worry about, because you're just
You're
like,
lip
no,
gloss,
you're not telling me you want to be a lawyer, like a doctor. I would be like, no, I want to like sing. I want to help people, like just funny things. But I did want to be a lot like things that involve a lot of creativity. That's what I wanted to be, like from I think 8 years old onwards. Yeah.
So how does your, say, 20-year-old self feel about you now? Do you think that with the measure of success that your 20-year-old self had, do you think you have made her proud?
In some areas, yes, and in others, Bambi, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think she would be so happy to see the closeness I have with the Lord. Yeah, because that's something that I really struggled with. Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I battled with some things, and I think I would be so happy at the prospect of being delivered, of being free, of being close to the Lord. I think that she would be like
Proud.
elated and
Yeah.
proud. Yeah, I think the setbacks would be like, the singing, we have not yet.
Yeah.
I think,
there's music.
well,
There's music.
yeah, and money. Yeah, I think she'd be like, hey, Beth, I don't know. I don't know about like.
Yeah. Where
Thought
is
by
the bag?
now,
We're
the
supposed to
bag,
bring-
the
Yeah.
bag. Yeah, I think those areas I'd be like, you know what, just give me some like more time.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell her. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that she would be proud of the things that actually matter. Not that the money doesn't matter, it does.
Yeah.
But like the sense of calmness and peace that your soul has.
Yes.
Honestly, I'd pick that over anything any day.
Yeah.
Like, of what profit is it to have the most money with like a troubled soul?
Yeah, but you know what's funny? A younger person, I think it takes age for some of those things to
That's
make
true.
sense.
That's
Yes.
true. That's
So
true.
a 20-year-old is still a 20-year-old. So someone can be like, okay, can't you heal but you have money? You get what I'm saying? Can't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think like she should be very proud, but she should be asking a lot of questions about like, career-wise,
Yeah.
music-wise, things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Eki, your 20-year-old self, would he be proud of Eki now?
I think that my 20-year-old self would be like, there was a bigger picture than what you have. Yes, and said, oh wow, okay, because while in my secondary school, we had an opportunity to do exactly, call it that engineering, the mechanical engineering, and so I had about 4 years of that. So that passion and that zeal, I applied that. And so even today, when I get stuck on the road, I can fix a thing or two on my car. I don't usually get stuck on the road until it's a really
Yeah.
issue. But I think the picture is big as like we didn't know. We just only had this mindset, only this small box. But there was a bigger picture to that. And so I think my 20-year-old self is like, we didn't know. We didn't know.
Yeah.
There's a bigger picture and a bigger plan.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So, like I said, when it comes to scrolling and comparing yourself to people and all of that, it's almost the easiest thing to do. It really is. You watch others win and you feel like, and I'm very sure that I'm speaking to someone that relates. So we'll start with you, Beth. What is your experience of watching others win? Just feeling like my peers, the people I started with, it looks like they're there and it doesn't seem like it's happening for me.
I think my experience has, first of all, even being aware of the comparison, because I realize that comparison, for you to catch yourself comparing, sometimes it comes off in other ways. Like it can come off like you're judgy.
Yeah.
You're judging someone like, well, they don't even...
That's true.
Not
Like
true.
I deserve it more than they do.
Not even I deserve it more than they do. You don't even realize, like, we have a way of protecting ourselves, of like, before you acknowledge that you want something someone has, you make a reason why you don't want it.
Okay.
You like, you protect yourself with like,
fence
that fence. You're like, they're probably not even that happy. You're like, I wouldn't want it now. Like, like really, my experience has
Who
been
needs 10K followers?
like who needs like who needs
what?
10K
I don't
for
want them.
all those people for what?
For what?
Yeah, but I realize that sometimes the biggest marker is like that judgy thing that you have, because naturally if you weren't comparing yourself, you'd be like, this is so dope for this person. But like if you have like a thing of like judgment or like it's being like, let's sit with that, because this can be comparison masking itself as like self-righteousness. You don't need, anyway, me, I'm okay with God. You know, who needs
for 2 hours?
Yeah, who needs marriage when when you have God? You know, like things like we're married to Jesus. Who needs even a job? But will money be the only thing people, you know, like things like that?
Yeah. You know, so today here, young people saying money is a mindset.
Hey, money is not a mindset.
When you don't have it.
Much.
When you don't have it.
So like, I think my journey in that has been even identifying. It takes the work of the Holy Spirit. You actually have to identify, because all of that protection it's not the truth.
Yes.
And if I've invited the Spirit of truth in, he has shown me that no, that's actually what you want, but you think you're incapable of getting it. So you're protecting yourself from feeling the disappointment and the pain by acting like you don't want it. Yeah. Especially for me, like when it comes to like, okay, business and everything, it's been like a struggle, because like, you know, growing the business has been like, it's been up and down. And you see some people like getting like their businesses, they're setting up here, setting up there, they have franchises, and I'm like, my goodness, when? And then things of like, obviously pressures of your age and getting married, people are like their 4th, 5th child. But the pressures, some of them you also have to like see if they're innate or if they're being thrown at you. Yeah, truly. So with that, I realized if I can admit that I'm comparing, if I can admit that someone has something that I want but I think I can't get, or that I think God has taken long to give me, I feel like that's like 60% of the problem gone. I think the where I'll sit, or a lot of us will sit, is in denial and protecting yourself from feeling the pang and from feeling like, and then you stop looking at people's profiles. No, for me, I would look and I'll say, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to feel the pain of not having, because there is pain.
Yeah.
Of not having what you think you should have, of not having what maybe your 20-year-old self visualized. You have, I think one of the empowering things of grace is sitting in the tension.
Uncomfortable.
And being uncomfortable. And sitting with the Holy Spirit and saying, this is hurting. This hurts. It hurts in my heart. It hurts that I don't have it and I actually don't understand. As opposed to being kind of like not processing those emotions and just walking past. Bottling them up and avoiding them in like, no, me, everyone, you know, you start saying all these quotes. Oh my gosh, all these like social media quotes to explain away the pain, to like help yourself deal with the pain. So that's what I found in my life, is identifying has been key. Identifying and sitting in the pain. Of not having what you think you should have.
Yeah, so you have had pressure when it comes to your business, when it comes to, you mentioned marriage. What has been like the most recurring one,
the recurring one, because I'm a woman, is marriage. It will never be business. If I was a man, it would be business. No, the recurring one
like
of like,
Beth, where is he? Every time they meet you, they look at the
you know what's you know what's funny is I have like the coolest parents. I've never had pressure from them. It's so interesting. But I did have pressure because like in my early 30s, because now I'm 38, in my early 30s, like it was friends. It was friends. And some of them, especially the ones who are married, like the 2 close friends that I had at that time were married. And I noticed like it was uncomfortable for them that I wasn't. I used to wonder about that. I didn't know how to process that. And so like even when they'd say, no, try with this guy, and if I said I didn't like the guy, it's like the audacity at your ears of the audacity.
At this age, you don't have the luxury not to
the
like.
audacity. No, it's not about liking. You just have to now. And I'd be like, so why then am I getting married? You tell me. If like
That's terrible.
No, it's terrible. It's like it's an unspoken thing, and it's also spoken to people who are direct.
Do you think they're coming from a good place to actually?
I think so. I think some were coming from a good place, to be honest. But I think when you're pressured and you're kind of backed in a corner, it doesn't feel good, even if someone is coming from a good place. Because I'm like, no, either like I'm not ready, I don't like the guy. I'm not getting a go ahead. Like, I cannot do that. And I realized it's about what I realize people have different like motives for things, and you have to be so self-aware. You have to ask yourself like the hard questions, like why do I want to get married? It will be different from someone else. You get what I'm saying? And so you cannot let someone else's reason be the one governing you. And then when you figure out why you want to get married, then it will be easier for you to decide or even surrender it or pray about it, because you've come to the truth of. Because sometimes if we're to really sit down, I can tell you, I'm willing to bet that 50% of unmarried women later in their years, do you know what I think is bothering them mostly? It's not even loneliness. It's not about
status. Is it status?
It's how they look to other people.
Like now you don't look like your marriage material.
No. It's not even that. That. Yeah. Or like, the perception of you now.
Yeah.
And so if you realize that, hey, all I have to deal with is just the perception of people, like if that's the thing bothering you, so you have to sit down and find out what's the thing bothering you actually, and why do you want to get married?
That's powerful.
Ask yourself, like, why? Is it for other people? Is it to look chosen? Is it to look good in front of people? If that's your real desire, get married. Don't worry about the guy. No, there's some people who like that's
not a great reason to get married.
Don't worry about the guy, or don't worry about the repercussions.
Don't worry about the repercussions. Because me, this is why I was telling someone, and they're like, Beth. I was like, no, listen, people have deep-seated desires that are different from yours. Just because you want a partner to walk in life with, you want a best friend, you want someone you can, doesn't mean the next person wants that. Someone can just want to look away to people. That's their makeup.
Crazy.
It depends on like how they were born, how maybe they were raised, and the pressure of other people looking at them in a certain way is actually killing them. That's not I would say. You get the first guy you marry. I would say you marry. What do you want me to tell you?
But I will deal with
the problems later. But you see, to them, they can deal with the problems because they're satisfied that the outside world, that's like the people around them has viewed them as married. That was it. That was the goal, to be viewed as married.
It's an interesting perspective.
That's my perspective.
So if I'm hearing you right, according to you, there's not been pressure from within to get married.
There's not been pressure within. It's just a bit of like disappointment, especially when the guys have come and God is like, no.
But I don't even like him anyway.
I didn't like him in the first place. Explaining away. That can be tough.
So, Eki, what has been your experience of watching others win or get to where, you thought you'd be?
I would tie that with insecurities that we have, the personal insecurities that each of us carries. And you find that subconsciously in your mind, even if you're not outrightly thinking about, this person has progressed this way, or this, in your mind there are those thoughts, there are those whispers. And for me, it started, I think, right from my family, because I have two sisters ahead of me, and my sisters were just, they aced everything. They from school, from what, they were excellent. Government sponsorship, all of those things. And they were the A, plus, kids. Then comes me. Like life is
mechanical engineer.
Yeah, let's just move. Let's take life as it is. Yes. But innately you feel, my goodness, my sisters are performing well. They got government sponsorship. I did not get government. We have to do private sponsorship, they performed well in the academics. And that is where all of these things start from. And so I think I struggled a bit with that. I was like, I should live up to
their standards.
My sister's standards, because they were outspoken, they were go-getters, while for me I was laid back, and for my
funny. You were funny. There's that.
I didn't even know that I was funny then. I had no idea, and so from that point, we move on. Senior 4, then I meet a band of brothers, friends that became, like bros. So you meet and you're like, we're going to do life together. We are going to stay in the same place. We're going to work together, and mayhaps that is how life turns out. So from senior 4, you realize that everyone gets different marks, and now they are going to different schools, different combinations, and of course the pressure is right there. There are those who've gone to the famous, traditional, wonderful schools, and then there is you who cannot mention your school amongst people.
We call it school X.
It's just like, I went to school, man.
I went to school. A college.
I went
somewhere.
To school, But we're here, 2 years. So there's that. Then we go through the 2 years of senior 5, senior 6, and then university. The pressure and the competition is, what course are you doing? Is on what courses you're doing now.
Yeah.
So the guys who have doctors, mechanical engineering, what. Meanwhile, me who wanted to be a mechanical engineer, I did arts in high school. So I'm like, that is a dream that we just, put aside. And so you have people getting those wonderful courses, quote unquote, lawyers, and then there's you who gets education. I did psychology, but by then I don't think it was, it was appreciated that much. It was something that those guys are here to finish time. Together, you bundle together social scientists with those guys in education, and so you feel like, the course that I'm doing, okay, I'm on campus, but I am not very proud of it. You feel you have failed, because then from the pressures that we're having from our parents, it's like, these are the places where job opportunities are. You're either a lawyer, you're either a doctor, you're either an engineer, you're either, and even when they are introducing themselves, there is, I am engineer so-and-so. When did that become your name on the ID that you're engineer? No, it's not there. That is not on the national identity card.
Allow them to use their titles, please.
But it's not on the national identity card, right? But you have, and there's an aura that goes with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so if you feel like you have not attained that, then, innately, I think at a certain point I felt, I think I haven't made it in life. Yeah, so I felt like I failed right from the time my sisters did well, even through high school. And then you're done with that, work. Yeah. All these are all journeys that you go through with pressure and competition. You're innately, subconsciously, you're smiling, but you're asking yourself, where do I lie? Where do I fall? So work. People have gone to this company, this oil company, this, somebody has gone. So the ones who performed well got their parts. The ones who, I didn't say I didn't perform well. I got a second upper degree. And so, but there are friends whom I had who waited for a whole year, without work. And then for me now, my very first place of work was church. Yeah. From volunteering into now a full-time work. And people are like, when you come to compare your wallet or the bags.
You see what I'm saying? Like, things are rough.
God looks after us.
They facilitate me to get
I'm
to
provided
work.
for.
God is a provider. So when it comes to contributing to things like, people's weddings and all, you're there, you provide more of the service. You are there physically, you're like, I'll be there for you. But when it comes to the bank, you're like, man, if I give this one, I'm going to starve this next, moment. So those were all areas of pressure, because at that point then, I had friends who started building, And then they tell you, it's like, I'll come to my place. You're like, what? I finished building, you're doing a housewarming.
Hi.
All of that is competition. Yeah. Then you get your salary. The first thing you want is a car. You get a salary loan. You can't pay it back. Your friend, the company is giving them a car.
Okay.
You know?
But also
Yeah.
your friends
Or-
were doing too
But your
much.
friends
As
also brought
in-
pressure.
Then we had those special friends who the parents bought them cars.
Oh, yeah.
On the day
Oh,
of
yeah.
graduation. Pressure. As much as you're smiling, you're like, wow, yeah. So I'm like,
Passenger
It's
How
princess.
that smile of like, but yes, that's
yes, how do I manage these things?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So friends get so at all of those are areas. Now for a man, it's you're thinking I should have hit these milestones by this, certain ages, because then even like you said, society, the way society views the women,
Yes.
I think there's crazier pressure on the guys, on the men, because you have to show that there's something happening, It comes to marriage now. Yeah, you've done all your friends' wedding. You're supporting. Yeah, so the group had like 5-6 guys.
Yeah.
One by one, they got married.
them, eh?
You're on vibes. Meanwhile,
You're on vibes.
and so I dated my wife now for about 8 years.
8.
Yes,
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were together for 8 years, and in that process, there was a whole huge barrage of pressure. Now I remember my grandfather at a certain point was like, "Dude, should I get you a wife? Like, what is not happening? Yeah, what is not happening?
While you
I
were
can't-"
dating.
Yes.
Hey.
Like, wait, is she the only fish in the pond?
Oh my
there's so many,
word.
Okay.
Please note he said grandfather.
Yeah.
It was my grandfather, yes.
Wow.
And so now that is pressure. My friends have gone on to give birth, There was even a certain point in time when I was staying at their homes, and so I think I raised some of their daughters together.
Yeah.
And so at the back of your mind thinking, when is it going to happen for me?
Yeah.
When is it going to be in a place where, and that doesn't stop, even today.
Yeah.
I think that whole, conversation in your mind of, I am not yet there. Yeah, I am not yet there. A new car, land, you see they're progressing. They've gone outside to do a master's. They've done all of these things. You're here in Uganda, living life.
Build Uganda.
Build Uganda. You're doing boo-boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Lulu, leave Uganda.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
Leave Uganda.
And so it's real.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's real, and every single person goes through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's true.
I feel like when you were talking, I was highly relating, and I'm sure you were too, because it can be quite something.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had the opportunity to talk to someone younger than you in 1 minute, what would you tell them about comparison? Now, to give context, this is a person who's probably overwhelmed by where they are in life and just feeling like, this is it, guys. Everyone has something going on, and now I kind of have to get in debt to sustain the lifestyle that my friends are living. And it's valid. Like, I feel like there's no other way, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm tempted to get into a relationship so that it can lead to marriage, just so I can be with my peers like that. If you had 1 minute to talk to someone like that, what would you say to them? We'll start with you, Beth.
Oh, 1 minute. Because you've given heavy context.
Yeah.
But heavy context. Okay. Do you know what the one thing I would say is, I remember I talked about being in the presence of God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sing this, but how do you be in the presence of God? I know we're taught to like declare the goodness of the Lord and like, stand on his promises. But I will tell you this, be very truthful in the presence of the Lord. I remember one time I read a verse. I was just there reading the Bible, and it says, those who fear the Lord, they lack no good thing. I said, excuse me. That's exactly my attitude switch that happened. I said, I can list down the things I lack.
like Jude.
And then now,
what's happening?
And I think I fear you quite a bit.
Yeah. And so I think it's like being very truthful and allowing the healer to heal you. Our souls need to be taken care of by Jesus as much as our bodies. We pay a lot of attention to bodies, and rightly so, because that's pain you can touch, you can go to the doctor, people can see it. But the soul is something that the Lord is actually very capable. He's a great physician. And so why I'm saying that is when you go and expose yourself and expose your disappointment to the Lord, and you're like, help me understand or walk with me through this. Give me the grace to make the right decisions, but it hurts. I'm disappointed. Lord Jesus, help me, heal me, give me information or people or things that can help me. If you want me to wait, I need to wait well, and I don't want to be miserable waiting. And I want to be at a place where even if you never give me the thing I desire, I still love you and I have the grace. You understand? Because he doesn't owe us some things.
No, he doesn't.
That's the truth.
No, he doesn't.
And so pouring out your heart, if you cover up your heart and you constantly are in the presence of God, masking your pain by, I give you glory, that it's good to give God glory. But there are sometimes the Holy Spirit has arrested me and said, what's going on? And
why are you being dishonest?
Why are you being dishonest?
Yeah.
Like that hurts you. Can we talk about that? And you'll do everything, by the way, to distract yourself. You'll scroll. You're having quiet time, you'll just go on like Instagram, you'll go on YouTube, but you have to, why I love Jesus is because he can equip you to do the thing that is so hard to do. There's grace to look into your souls, to look into your disappointments, and to ask the Lord to heal you. And so my advice to anyone is truly walk with the Lord honestly, because we worship him in spirit and truth. What does truth mean? It means he's the truth, but also we need to be truthful while exposing our hearts to the Lord, because if he does not heal it, we will fill that void with something else, a fake guy. I had someone say that your reward for your idolatry is a narcissistic guy. If you do not expose yourself, you will not see where the idols are.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And so that the advice I would say is be in the presence of the Lord and expose yourself. Sit in the pain, because after that, joy really does come in the morning. If at night you are crying, you'll wake up happy because the Lord knows how to deal with pain. He knows how to walk you through the pain.
Love it. Eki, 1 minute, you have to talk to someone about comparison. What would you say?
One, comparison is real. It happens, but I think for me I realized when I gave my life to Christ, some years back, I realized that everybody has their own lane. Okay, God has created you and has a plan for you. He says, I know the plans I have for you. Your plans are not his plans, Still the same way where you pick a scripture from the Bible and you start praying it over your life. No, it was given to them. It wasn't given to you. Ask God for for his word for you. So all of us have a lane that we are on. Now, your friends may be ahead. Your family may be ahead, you might be ahead, they may be behind, but run your race, because when I see Usain Bolt running, he starts looking behind when
he's winning.
He's really crossed the line. That's when he looks behind, but he's focused on winning his race. So be at peace. Be at peace. You don't have that car, you don't have, and by the way, all of these material things take time to get. Your job is not the same job as somebody else. Your earnings, whatever, is not the same. Yours is different. You come from a different family. You come from a different background. So be content. Be content. In fact, there's a scripture here that I was reading. It's in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5, which says, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have. Because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. And that means whom you have is God. Yeah. I might have little. Little is much when God is in it.
Come on.
Okay. So if you don't have, don't sweat it. If you can't go to a place, don't go to it's okay.
Yes. It is what it is.
Yes.
It
And
is
life
what
is
it
about
is, bro.
seasons.
Yeah.
Your season is here. There will be another season. So be patient, wait on the Lord, and be in His presence.
Be in His presence. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eki. Thank you, Beth. I think that the reason why I've particularly enjoyed this conversation with the two of you is you seem to have an air of calmness and peace about where you are. Even when it feels like there's been many opportunities for comparison, there's something genuinely calm about your souls that is admirable. So I'd love to leave you a scripture, Galatians chapter 6, verse 4. It says, each one should test their own actions, then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else.
Wow.
So may the Lord bless you. May the Lord guide you.
Amen.
May He compel you to truly, truly spend time with Him and truly cultivate the fruit of patience in your journey, with your walk with Him. But I pray that this conversation has blessed you in one way or the other. Do not forget to subscribe, to like, to share this conversation with someone who you think might enjoy it. And of course, to tune in to 104.1 Power FM. See you next time.
Thank you. Did you say clock it like this?